Hey, what's up? This is Will from Creeper, and you're watching Wheeler's Weekend Jams live and direct.
Wheeler's Weekend Jams live and direct.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in on another lovely episode of Wheeler's Weekend Jams live and direct, coming from Riot Fest 2016 in Chicago. Next to me, we got Will from the band Creeper. How you doing today, sir? And how has this entire Riot Fest experience been for you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's very warm at Riot Fest, a lot more warm than in the UK right now, you know. So it's come from a very rainy temperature and cold temperature to something very the extreme opposite. so it's cool, man.
Awesome, man. Now tell us the story of the beginning of Creeper. How did you guys all meet, and when did the band actually form?
So me and Ian used to play in a hardcore band back when we were kids. So we toured for like years and years in a hardcore band, and that came to an end. We thought about doing a band just for fun, like this, to open like local gigs. And that became Creeper, and we all like met each other from going to gigs and things. It was supposed to just be for like a laugh, you know. We were like kind of done with touring at that point. We're like, oh, we've done this for years, and then like it kind of just took off. People's imagination a little bit, I guess, and we're really only able to do all this stuff because other people have let us do it. So.
That's awesome, man. And you have an Ian in your band. That's awesome. We're rare. We are rare, especially in the U.S. But I know Ian in the U.K. is like Mike over here.
Yeah, it's a lot more common in the UK to have an Ian, you know.
Now, tell us the making of your latest EP called The Stranger. How was the recording process of this, and what does this EP mean to you personally?
So we've always recorded like all our EPs with the same person. We've my very first one, we went back to the same producer again. It's a guy in Southampton where we live. We recorded with him, and it was like really natural, I suppose. Like we write the songs separately out of the studio and take them in and kind of embellish them and make them bigger in the studio. But having the same team work on every record, it means you're really comfortable and like
no rush.
Yeah, and no one gets offended when someone says something shit, you know, because you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. To me personally, I think it's like our best collection of songs, but also it's kind of like an expansion on the other material we've made. So yeah, I was really pleased with it when we made it, for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, when we left the fest yesterday, we got some free Creeper bags, and you guys are on the label of Roadrunner Records. How's it been on that label?
Yeah, it's been great. It's like our first time ever in any band working with a label this sort of size, and it's been great. A lot of the people that work at Roadrunner are like old punk guys anyway, and we're from a predominantly like punk scene anyway, and so when we first met the UK leg of Roadrunner, we kind of made friends over like being into Danzig and stuff, you know. So it's worked out great. They understand our band. They know what we're about. They put out some Misfits records, you know, in their time as well. They put out a lot of really cool records that I grew up with. You know, the very first Slipknot record was one of the first records I bought, and nice. You know, like when you're a kid, and yeah, like it's been incredible. Like they're so kind to us and look after us a lot when we're out here as well, which is cool. Yeah.
So is there any new bands that you have been listening to recently that's kind of blown your mind? Any new good records in 2016 that you recommend?
I saw a band on Warped Tour. We were here like a month ago called Old Wounds from New Jersey. They're like a hardcore band. I really like them. You know what? This band is split up, but on the way here, our driver's been playing us Foxy Shazam, and I've been really digging that record. But yeah, it's really ridiculous, and like we're really big fans of like Jim Steinman and the Meatloaf song records and things. Like
nice.
We're like real nerds and that stuff. Yeah. And so that record reminds me a lot of those sort of sounds. So it's cool for me.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, now I'm gonna get some goofy questions. But if you were trapped on an island and you had one album to listen to on that island, what album would it be and why?
I think it would be Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, the David Bowie record.
Classic.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite records, and I think it's so varied I would never get sick of it. You know, there's so many different types of song on that record. So
that, you know, rest in peace, David Bowie. That really that hit us all really hard. You know.
Yeah, I cried like a baby all day, man.
Yeah, that was a bad day. Well, anyways, I ask every band this question. I love seeing the reactions because it's always really funny. But I'm a big movie buff, and I always say without music in the background of movies, there's no substance to the movie. But if you had to compare your band to a movie, what movie would it be and why?
I think I could compare our band to Heathers, you know, with Winona Ryder. I think a lot of the ideas in that film, a lot of what the themes of that record, of that
Christian
film.
Slater too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the themes and a lot of the kind of the dialogue could be comparable to what we write about, and like the lines I use in the songs as well.
Great answer. That's an underrated movie, man.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey man, if there's anything you want to say out there to the fans and where to find you on the internet, man, go right ahead.
Sure. So yeah, thank you for everyone who's coming to see us on this Tiger Army tour we're doing at the moment as well in the US. It's been a blast so far. We've got like another 2 weeks left, so hopefully some of you guys can come out as well if you haven't had a chance yet. You can find us online on Spotify, just search Creeper, also on Facebook, Creeper Cult UK on Twitter, and Creeper Cult on Instagram. So check us out.
Awesome, man. Dude, thank you so much for doing this interview. Thanks for watching this interview straight from Riot Fest, Chicago 2016. We just want to give a big thanks to all our fellow patrons and fans out there. Seriously, we greatly appreciate everybody who's chipped in support of what we do. As you can tell, we're working here alongside all these big media companies, but we're the only one that's independent. So this means a lot to us, and everybody who's chipped in on our Patreon page, it means a lot to us. So please head on over if you're interested in supporting what we do. Head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/WWJ.